The Hawaii Big Island, beyond the resorts and coastal highways, there's another world. A world carved by fire and rain, a world where volcanic rock meets dense rainforest, where cliffs rise thousands of feet above the ocean, where valleys swallow sound, and where, if you step just a little too far off course, you can disappear. The rainforest on the windward side of the Big Island is one of the wettest places in the United States. It rains without warning. Clouds move in fast. Sunlight vanishes beneath thick canopy. And once you're inside that green maze, there are no street signs, no clear horizons, no easy way out. Every direction looks the same. Every turn feels familiar, until it doesn't. And this is where, in May of 2020, one man walked in. Not reckless, not unprepared, just another day outdoors. Another hike in one of the most beautiful places on Earth. But beauty can be misleading, because nature doesn't warn you when it's about to test you. It doesn't send signals. It doesn't announce danger. It simply changes. Hawaii's Big Island looks like paradise. Crystal blue waters, lush green mountains, waterfalls that fall from the sky. But deep inside its rainforest, the jungle doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how strong you are. And it certainly doesn't forgive mistakes. In May 2020, a solo hiker stepped into one of the most remote and unforgiving landscapes in America. 4 days later, he would be fighting to stay alive. This is the story of how one man survived Hawaii's rainforest alone, soaked and lost in a storm. Hunter McCandless, 35 years old, healthy, active, comfortable outdoors. The Big Island wasn't unfamiliar to him. Like many adventurers drawn to Hawaii's wild beauty, he understood the terrain could be challenging, but manageable. That morning seemed routine. Backpack ready, water packed, confidence high. The area near Waipio Valley and the Waimanu region is breathtaking, steep cliffs carved by time, endless green ridges, valleys cut deep into volcanic earth. But beauty can be deceptive. The trails there are not like mainland hiking trails. They're narrow, slippery, often overgrown, and once you step off them, everything looks the same. Still, that day began calmly. There were no signs that within hours everything would change. There's a specific moment in survival situations. The moment denial ends. The moment your brain quietly says, "This is not good." For Hunter, that realization likely came when the trail no longer reappeared. The rain kept falling. The terrain began sloping into unfamiliar ravines. His surroundings felt completely unrecognizable. The Hawaiian rainforest is dense beyond imagination. Ferns taller than your shoulders, tree roots like tangled traps, hidden drop-offs masked by vegetation. Every direction looks identical, and once panic sets in, decision-making gets worse. Move too far, you risk injury. Stay put, you hope someone knows where to look. But this wasn't a busy tourist trail. This was remote Hawaii. Night in the rainforest is something else entirely. It is not silent, it is alive. Insects scream in chorus, wind tears through leaves, rain pounds endlessly, and without shelter, everything becomes wet. Clothes soaked, shoes soaked, skin pruned and chilled. Even in Hawaii's tropical climate, hypothermia is possible when you're constantly wet and exhausted. Hunter had to make a choice: keep moving in darkness or conserve energy. He chose to stay in one area, a critical survival decision, because wandering blindly at night in steep jungle terrain can be fatal. but staying still doesn't stop fear. Every rustle sounds bigger than it is. Every shadow feels closer. 4 days had not yet begun. It was only the first night. Morning came, but sunlight barely penetrated the canopy. Hunger started creeping in. Rainforest survival presents a unique paradox. Water is everywhere. Food is not. Hunter located a stream, clear flowing water, a lifeline. He drank. Again and again. Hydration would keep him alive, far longer than dehydration would allow, but water alone isn't enough. By the second day, energy drops, muscles weaken, cuts and scratches begin to sting. Moving through, rainforest vegetation tears its skin. Branches whip back. Sharp lava rock hides beneath mud. Each movement costs calories, and he didn't know how long this would last. Back outside the jungle, people realized something was wrong. He hadn't returned. Authorities were notified. Soon, the multiple agencies mobilized. Hawaii's fire department search and rescue teams, helicopters, drones, ground crews. But searching rainforest terrain is like searching through a green ocean. From above, canopy hides everything. A person standing under thick foliage is invisible from the sky. Search grids were formed, helicopters combed valleys, but storms complicate rescue. Low clouds, wind, limited visibility, time matters, and every passing hour deepens danger. By the third day, your survival becomes psychological. Your body is tired, but your mind is louder. Questions repeat. Am I too far from the trail? Are they even searching here? Should I move? Moving could mean rescue. Moving could mean falling into a ravine. Rain continued to fall intermittently. Humidity never drops in that jungle. Sleep is shallow, mosquitoes relentless, energy dangerously low. The rainforest doesn't attack directly. It drains you, slowly. By the fourth day, dehydrated, but not critically. Thanks to stream water, weak from lack of food, covered in cuts and mud, but still alive. Helicopters resumed aerial sweeps. Crews scanned riverbeds and openings in canopy. And then, movement. A break in green. A human figure. From above in a small visible pocket, searchers spotted him. After 4 days of isolation, exhaustion, and uncertainty, rescue had arrived. The helicopter descended carefully. Rotor wash tearing through leaves. Rescuers reached him. He was dehydrated, weak, exhausted, but conscious, alive. 4 days in one of the most unforgiving terrains in the United States. He had survived by staying near water, conserving energy, avoiding reckless movement, enduring the storm. He was airlifted out of the rainforest, back to safety, back to civilization. The Big Island's windward valleys are deceptively dangerous because trails are narrow and easily obscured. Rainfall can exceed 100+ inches per year. Flash floods happen quickly. Cliffs and ravines hide beneath vegetation. Cell service is often non-existent. You can be only a short distance from a known path and completely invisible. Hunter McCandless survived, but many don't. The rainforest is not dramatic like a desert. It doesn't look deadly like a snowstorm. It looks alive, beautiful, inviting, and that's what makes it dangerous. His survival came down to critical choices. He stayed near water. He didn't blindly run through terrain. He endured instead of panicking. 4 days, alone, in the storm, and he walked away. If this story shows anything, it's this. Nature doesn't hate us. It just doesn't protect us. Preparation matters. Respect matters. Because sometimes Survival is just one decision away. If you want the next story, subscribe now so you don't miss the next survival story.